Yes.
Is there a law about the swimming pool water going into there, like where they're held accountable if they're found doing that?
Yeah, we have our...
That quite a bit.
Yes, you know, we have regulations. Yes, yes. Another thing is it creates a slug of water, and our sewers are designed for a normal type of flow into it, not for a large amount of water coming in. Right, right. So yes, yeah, walk up to them and tell them, you know, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah, yeah.
When you go to the city to get a permit to drain your pool, they want you to drain it at night. Is that the reason for that? So it would have a normal flow, more normal flow?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that most of the cities are requiring. One is you let the chlorine dissipate. Make sure you're not adding any algicide. So the reason you want the chlorine to dissipate, because if that water were to flow down the street and into a stream that had fish in it, it could cause a problem. Well, it's not going to happen here. We don't have that type of aquatic environment, but that's what let the chlorine drop down. The nighttime issue is they don't want flooding on the streets. So, I mean, it's more of a driving around and you're in flood water, you know. So that's... So
you're not involved with them about that kind of permitting?
We sit on the same committees that this all has to do with stormwater protection rules. And so the things that go into our storm drains, that one slide that had the storm drain, is regulated. And so the cities, as the land use authority, have to ensure that properties aren't contaminating the stormwater conveyance, curb and gutter, that carries stormwater to waterways. And ultimately that could make it to the Salton Sea if it was enough water. So that's what those are all about. Any other questions?
Is Lake Coachella lined?
No. Well, yes, it's soil cement lined. And yeah, and plus it's got... I think it's about 1,500 acres.
1,300.
Okay, there you go.
How many was it?
1,300.
Acres.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a line.
Yeah. Not real deep.
Is it used for anything other than reservoir? I mean, in fishing?
There is fishing there. There's the Riverside County has a park there that you can come into the park area and use the facilities. No swimming, but they do allow fishing. Yeah. We do. We're doing a pilot recharge facility at Martinez Canyon, which is a little further south than the one I showed you on the slide by Lake Coachella. And, you know, we're evaluating that data, and it could be that there may be another way to conserve that amount of water that might be recharged at that location that would be more cost effective by doing source substitution. That canal water that we're bringing in down in the lower valley from the Colorado River, if we get farmers that might be using groundwater, off that groundwater and use the Colorado River water instead, then we accomplish the replenishment without actually having to put the water in. So that's something we're looking at. I think there was a question back there. We prefer not, no. That's great for your trash. That should not go down the drain. Yep. Yeah. Plants, yeah. Good for the garden. Yeah. Yes?
How would sand get in the
Okay. Good question. Remember these screens we talk about in the wells? We do our best to minimize the sand, but a little bit of sand can come up with the water. It's not a regulated thing. It's not a health concern. It's more for aesthetics. We try to reduce the amount of sand that we deliver to our customers. But there is sand out in our thousands of miles of pipelines. Down in the bottom of those pipes, it settles down in there. And under normal flow conditions, the sand stays there. One way you can see the sand, if there was a fire in your area and they hooked up to the fire hydrant and this large rush of water flows through those pipes to supply that fire hydrant, stirs up the sand in the pipes, and then it could get distributed. Construction. If there's construction in your area, we install construction meters to supply water to this temporary water for them to do their construction. Again, they might be filling up water trucks.
The wind blows, we get sand in that one toilet, but not the
Okay, well, if there's, again, the toilet bowl is open to atmosphere, so it could be blowing in that way. Or are you talking about the toilet tank?
Yeah, no,
Toilet bowl, yeah, it could just be coming in from the air, yeah. Any other questions?
One thing about the jacuzzis, we're in a country club,
Uh-huh.
and they used to have signs that they change the water every week, and now they don't do it, it says you don't need to. Is that true?
You don't need to change the water, no.
It's stay
Well, that's the chlorine. They use bromine too in a lot of jacuzzis, but it's a disinfectant. The microorganisms is what you're concerned about in those type of environments, and the public health has standards for public pools, and chlorine is the disinfectant. The other thing that would be in something like that is salts. Salts. The salts will build up. Salts that come in with the water and it's evaporating, and the chemicals they're adding, those all have salts in them. So the salts will build up, but that doesn't prevent the use of the pool. It doesn't cause a problem.
so many people get in it. How can they keep staying clean?
The disinfectant, because when we talk about cleanliness, that's microorganisms. So those microorganisms are addressed by the disinfectant. Yeah. All right, great. Been a great audience. I hope you learned something today. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah.